Tell you what, folks, that's the man, the myth, the legend right there. We are in one of the most gorgeous spaces in the Miramichi. This is Roger's daughter Amanda's home. We have a Hall of Fame, the New Brunswick's Country Music Hall of Famer Norm Young and his, you said cousin? Tyrone Hubbard. They've been playing together for 50 years. The local historian, Roger Como, could not find his dance shoes. So he came looking for these shoes that he's putting on right now, which belong to his late father, Romeo, who was also a step dancer, tap dancer. Roger has never danced in these shoes. Roger said his shoes are 58 years old, so these would be much older. And we're just going to take what we got, folks. But it's actually a really interesting gathering that we have here tonight. We have, in the small community of Logieville, New Brunswick, a very creative group of people that we're just not going to show. They just rather not be on the camera. But if we go around the horn, we have the creator of this home, the fine artist and sponsor of our show, Amanda Como. Edie Sabo, our neighbor, who has painted thousands of watercolors and has donated those to communities all over, and her wonderful husband, Ron, who is their partners in crime in that art project. As per mentioned, Norm Young, the fiddlin' barber, and Tyrone Hubbard. So we're very blessed to have this. And the woman that is an amazing seamstress and fiddler in her own right, Miss Doris Bremner. We're all here to watch Roger Como, whatever he plans on doing. We're Peter Pans. Everybody in this room right now is a Peter Pan. So that's it. And Roger's having one little glass of barley soup to get ready for this. And here we go.
That helps. That always helps.
That always helps. Okay, so this is Miramichi style. This is old school, piece of plywood on the floor, Stompin' Tom style. And we come from a rich tradition of amazing fiddling Irish, Scottish derivative of music. And we're just going to give you a little bit of what goes on in the kitchens in the Miramichi, guys. free pill. The side effects are positive. Well, that was fantastic. There's some dents in that board right now, so we're going to take a little pause and then get ready for number 2.
That's an Irish tune. That's a jig. That'll be hard to step test.
Okay, ladies and gents, all of you viewers of Mirami-histor-chi will know that I've been calling Matilda Murdoch Logieville's greatest artist. She wrote this song. I can't tell you the year, but it has been played so many times in our community here. She has written close to 300 songs. This is one of them. We're in Logieville. It's called the Logieville Two-Step. Take her away, lads. That was great. That sounded so good, guys. We have a cousin combo here. You guys gonna take us home here with one last little jiggity jig?
On the strings here, okay?
Yeah, okay.
These guys have been playing together for 50 years. We really appreciate it.
No problem, man.
Oh yeah, Roger, we're here. What, Raj? Is this number 45?
Yeah.
Number 45. I like the blue contrast in behind there. Oh yeah, I like that look. It's just a classic old country boy look. Okay, so Raj, those viewers would have just watched you dancing over at Amanda's. So we're going to get back to that in 1 second. Let's give a little intro here. Welcome to episode number 45 of Mirami-histor-chi. I don't know if Mirami-histor-chi is the right name, but that's what we're going with. That's what we called it from the start. We are digging back into the local past, because the local historian, Roger Como, sitting here in Logieville in his basement with his nephew Jamie, visiting from Vancouver, following my father's death, his brother. We're hanging out. And anyway, we get to look at this collection. We're having fun. We get to look at the collection because Roger, the local historian, over the course of 50-something odd years has collected mostly newspaper clippings from the local paper, the Leader and the Miramichi Press. There's pamphlets, booklets, features, maps, and all of these special editions and stuff like that. And we thought it'd be a good idea to just share it with, on YouTube. We're doing it for a positive community building project, and we have been having fun doing it, and it's been good for us to go back and look at the high capabilities of our Miramichi people, past and present. It's a true story. And so here we are, Raj. And so last night, we were planning for a couple of weeks. I had an idea. I said, you know what, Raj, we got to get you dancing here. We got to get it on film. And Roger, this is your 77th year on this planet? You turned 77 this year.
Yeah.
So that is, you're getting close to 80. Think about that.
Long way before 80, yeah.
Long way before 80. But so we were over in Roger's daughter, the sponsor of the show, Amanda, her beautiful home, and we had a big piece of plywood that had one corner cut off of it on her floor to protect it. You were able to get your father's dance shoes because you couldn't really track down yours. We had the Hall of Famer, the New Brunswick Country Music Hall of Fame, Norm Young, from the Miramichi, the fiddling barber, on the fiddle, his first cousin, Tyrone Hubbard, on guitar, and you did a few numbers, Raj. So how was that experience for you?
Well, it was it was fun.
Yeah, of course it was fun.
Because fiddling moves me.
Yeah.
The fiddling there,
The
that
music.
gets me into the act right there.
Into the act.
Yeah.
But okay, so we were having fun last night. We were in like we're gonna that was a classic old school house scene, and we just did it. And Norm and Tyrone, and they haven't been doing that in much anymore. That's part of the culture here. To get into a house, have somebody dancing around as you're playing. They had smiles on their face. They had a great time. They were very agreeable about coming down and doing that with us. It was great to get you dancing on, just to have that documentation. You had the spoons out. The fiddle does get you tapping and moving along. Roger grew up with the tradition of having a father that was a step dancer. Roger performed on stage mostly in the 70s as part of something that was called the Sanatoria Club, and he did these certain acts, and one of them was step dancing on roller skates. But Raj, you have a real you can move to the music. It was great. You were moving really, really excellent for a 77-year-old. And although it looked all great, it was also, he was the one that had to perform. So, it's not like it was just show up and there's a camera on there and we just showed it. And a little bit of, it wasn't you were great.
It's supposed to be entertainment.
Yes.
And the new ingredient was the spoons showing up there
Yeah.
on the dance floor.
Yep, the old spoons clapping. Anyway, I hope everybody that was watching this, it brought a smile to their face. It surely brought a smile to my face, because when I was filming that, I was like, I was smiling and laughing at the same time, because it just made everybody feel good. Everybody loved it. It was a great time.
Wow.
So no stiffness in the body today?
Oh no.
No, all best shape of your career.
So the whole thing was a success.
Yes, it was.
Worked out pretty good.
It was fun, yeah.
And first time for the fiddler
Oh,
to play for a dancer with spoons.
with spoons.
He
So
says you never saw that before.
oh, right on. So that was great. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. The local historian doing some entertainment. Okay, so Raj, and thanks for that. That was great. That was a great experience all around, last night? Yeah, that was kind of a fun night. I'm glad we did it. Okay, so switching gears. Here we are, Raj, number 45. We have I have another poem to read from that grade 6 class. And this is another poem from Tessa McDonald. We read one of hers yesterday. We've read one from Emma Sweezy, Bianca Engelmeyer, Katie McLean, and now Tessa McDonald. And they've all been really, really good. I've enjoyed this. And I got some friends of mine texting me saying they're enjoying the poem. So this one is called If I Were to Say Goodbye by Tessa McDonald. Crying, praying, hoping, regretting. Wishing I did something different, knowing I did something wrong. The feeling of regret that I feel, hoping I will heal. When he was here, laughter would appear. Smiles, gratefulness, happiness, love, positivity, and especially family spread around the room when he enters. He's always in the center. And even though you were on wheels, you could always make me ideal. I feel stupid not spending more time with you, even if I not included, or even during COVID. So, if I were to say goodbye, I would ask, why? Well, my goodness, this young Tessa McDonald, I don't know you, but you are really thinking deeply about this world. That is a really, really excellent thing to write up as a grade 6 student. I know it made me think while I was reading it, because I'm in a situation in my life where my father just passed away, so a lot of these same thoughts have been going through my head. And as a human being, we're always going to have that feeling of regret and wishing that we did something different, and and it just made me sit here and realize that it is important that the time that you do have to spend with those loved ones, and time spent is something you can never get back. It's our most valuable asset, and I say thank you once again. Hey, Raj, isn't that wonderful?
Yes, sir.
Young students writing these poems. And I'll tell you what, I hope that my friend out there is watching this that's the teacher, and I hope he keeps them rolling, because I like reading these poems. Okay, so Roger, we are moving right along.
Okay.
2001, this is part 6, and yeah, we're getting through her. I think today we'll be able to wrap her up, eh?
Yeah, so it's just that we start off the new year with a new child.
Okay, we start off the new year with a new child. We've done this several times before over our, this is from January the 3rd, 2001. Jacqueline and Kaylee McGraw. McGraw is the Miramichi's firstborn in 2001. There, the little McGraw baby is. What?
Napping, back in napping.
Back and napping. Okay, what does this say? Little Kaylee Greta Ann decided to make her appearance a day ahead of schedule. Miramichi's 2001 New Year's baby was born at 8:04 a.m. on January the 1st. The third child of Kevin and Jacqueline McGraw of Nappin was scheduled to be born on January 2nd by C-section, but Jacqueline went into labor Monday and the operation was pushed ahead a day. So congratulations, wonderful addition to the McGraw family and the first New Year or Miramichi baby of 2001. We're going right here.
So she's 23 now.
23 years old.
Or going on 24.
Born in 2001. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty.
And I hope all is well in your life.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yes.
Okay, we'll show some winter scenes right off the bat, the new
Okay.
year, and especially the one with Donahue. Which is
Okay.
pretty sharp.
So right on, even though it's springtime and the grass is getting green out here in the Miramichi and some buds are starting to come out, we're going to take you guys back a couple of months ago, not even, about a month ago, we had that other storm, to some more winter. But there's some tranquil scenes from the Miramichi 2001, the Miramichi leader covering this. Beautiful photography here in our, there's so much nature surrounding us. And look at that shot right there of a Donahue's. It looks like a little bit of sunshine was coming in and giving some light for that photograph. And that's those are some beautiful photos, Raj.
Yeah, I don't know who, if that might be Frankie's, I don't know who took them.
Yeah, and that was from January the 5th, 2001. It doesn't, oh yeah, Frank McFarlane took these photos. And on the skidoo there is Craig McCullum from out in Strathaddam, folks. Photography by Frankie McFarlane. Thank you once again.
So the levy to start off the new year, that's basically one of the
Okay.
Reynolds family.
Okay, so this is 2001, and this is a new police chief was named, and it is none other than Mr. Earl Campbell, and this is a party celebrating that announcement. And we have Mr. Earl Campbell, and there he is with his family, and it's Kathy, Jana, Adam, and Earl Campbell right there. There's the family, Earl in the back, and wonderful, it's quite an honor to be named something. Who are those guys? Well, those guys are Dr. Graham Payne of Dorset, UK, went to the levee with Richard Summers, the man he's in Miramichi visiting. Mayor Rupert Bernard presided over the new chief's swearing-in ceremony. There's Rupert, the mayor, with the new chief. I saw Rupert walking this morning, Raj.
Oh yeah, every morning.
And, Constable Jennifer Smith congratulates the newly sworn police chief, Earl Campbell, right there. That's a great photo, all in color. And there's twin brothers, and it's Earl and Merle. Right on. Really cool.
Yeah, okay, so I'm not going to read out any names here. We just want to indicate how the pulp mill honored 25-year members, 35, 40.
How do you pronounce that?
Cameen,
okay.
UPM Cameen.
Okay. Miramichi, okay.
Yeah, so just honor, like this lad here was honored for 40 years.
Okay.
25, 35, 40.
So, like I say, we mentioned before, it was a big dagger to the heart when the pulp mill left our town here. That was Roger's workplace for 36 years. And you know, poor Raj here, it wasn't a proper, you know, sayonara for him. You know, the place closed down. They had a, it just wasn't good, and it was a dagger to the heart here. It was such a economic, you know, hit. But anyway, this is May 18th, 2001. The old repap, it was renamed UPM Kaimeen at one point, and right here it's congratulating distinguished members of our 25-year club on their service. But there's some people in here that have 40 years and 30 years and 25 years, etc., etc. And here's some of those people. And you know, we're just going to show some photos, and we're just going to show how our local paper recognized this. And there's one shot right there, and there's some others, some members right there, some more photos on this side and on right there. And then this lady right here, that's Heidi Watling. She was a Logieveller, and she was married to the former captain of the Miramichi Gagnall Packers, Mr. Jamie Watling. So good for you, Heidi. I hope you guys are doing well now. As I have learned, I think you guys are now living in St. John.
Yeah.
I could be wrong about that.
So this made an announcement in January.
Okay.
I have it right up here.
Okay. Now we showed this before, but there's no harm doing it again. This is from January the 26th, 2001. That's Wayne Goretzky's birthday, by the way.
Yeah.
And Junior McDonald entering the Hall of Fame this summer. There's the article that covers that. And here's the photo that shows Junior. Junior is just a cool character, great guy. He served his community of Logieville in many ways through sport, and he was the mayor for how many years? You want me to read that out? Okay. And it's just, you know, Junior Clarence McDonald, although nominated as a builder, was a jack of all trades in the sport of softball. For 19 years, he was a pitcher and catcher as a player, leading Logieville area teams to 5 Maritime Championships and 8 New Brunswick titles. He also coached and managed 4 teams to Maritime Finals as a non-player, and just for good measure, served as Logieville's mayor for quite a long time. And he should have been probably nominated as a player rather than a builder, but, you know, he's one of those guys that just...
Yeah.
Always and you know, Roger mentioned before, Junior was a big influence on his life as a hockey player and a ball player.
Well, first of all, we're going to talk about the skiing, and I got some fiddlers here that are involved with the kitchen.
Okay, Miramichi Cross Country Ski Club, moonlight skiing and kids program set for January the 6th. Really cool. So some moonlight skiing. If people don't know where this is located in Nelson, where the old fire hall, I think, was, or still is. I'm not exactly sure. But I'll tell you what, Raj, that cross-country ski club is top flight. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've been there several times. And I actually felt bad this winter because it wasn't the best snow. It just wasn't the best time for them. So I hope that you guys were able to weather that storm.
2 fiddlers.
Okay.
He plays the guitar.
Okay.
For the fiddler.
And this is for that party?
I think they do
Okay.
help in the kitchen there at the ski club.
Okay, so these are helpers in the kitchen, like the Moonlight, and this is part of the Cross Country Ski Club. Canteen workers from the left are Larry Elaine, Brenda Elaine, Mallory Elaine, and they were the canteen workers. And then from left, John McClellan, Susan McClellan, Karen Morrison, and Alan Morrison. Ladies and gentlemen, there they are. There's the canteen workers, the Elaines, and there's the McClellans and the Morrisons. And if you guys were to watch a few episodes ago, I was over filming their Miramichi fiddlers, and 3, I think, of the 4 people that are in this picture were playing the fiddle. Am I correct about that? And
2 girls.
Yeah. And then the guy with...
John.
That's John.
plays
So the
guitar.
guy with his hand on his head back there, I was talking to him, and he was giving me, he was watching. As it was a great night, but right on. So fiddlers, cross-country skiers, Miramichiers doing great things, Raj.
And another thing that's open up the season.
January the 5th, 2001, the local historian, Roger Como, was cutting things out of these papers for I don't know how many years. Look at the consistency. You're teaching me, Raj, you're showing me something here on this project. Here is another polar dip from 2001. That is Roxanne Wallace. I think in a previous episode I called her Roxanne Durrell, but I meant Roxanne Wallace. The intrepid Roxanne Wallace hops in a hole in the ice at Station Wharf New Year's Day. Wallace was one of a dozen participants at the polar bear dip this year. And right on. And I know that her son works at Yvonne's gym, and he is an upstanding young man, very friendly, and everybody likes him, and he is a big Metallica fan.
So I'm going to show this church.
Yeah.
Because it burnt in 1976.
Uh-oh.
So this is an update.
Are you showing more fires? You love fires.
Yeah, we had to bring another fire into the picture.
Okay, so here's another fire from the Miramichi. Chatham Church destroyed by fire, January the 19th, 1976. I was not born yet, Raj. St. Andrew's United Church holds remembrance. So St. Andrew's United Church prior to the fire of 76. Okay, so that's the fire. That's the church right there, be prior to the fire in 1976. And then she burnt down in 1976. Wow. And there's a photo that says that was an interior of St. Andrew's United Church prior to the fire. Where was St. Andrew's United Church?
Just across from the park.
Oh, across from the park there. Like, is it, they rebuilt it?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's where they have those soup kitchens and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, right on. So it's on Wellington. Where are the lights? You know, we have our one set of lights in Chatham, and it's right there. You can't miss it.
This is a little update. People get ready for this guy.
Okay. The Rock and Roll Festival of 2001. Downtown Miramichi welcomes the legendary Ronnie Hawkins for the Rock and Roll Festival. And I'll tell you what, that guy's important to me because he was the guy that, he's from Arkansas, came up to the Toronto area where they wanted his rockabilly music, and then he started plucking these young musicians out of these Ontario towns. 4 Canadian guys, an organ guy, piano player, bass player, and a guitar player who happened to be Robbie Robertson, Rick Danko, Richard Manuel, and Garth Hudson. With those 4 guys, and then the other kid that he brought from Arkansas named Levon Helm, those 5 guys dropped Ronnie Hawkins and became known as The Band. And, you know, take a load off Annie, that's their tune. And then Bob Dylan traveled with those guys and did some tours, and it's incredible music, and I'm a big fan of The Band. And thank you, Ronnie Hawkins, for putting that together.
So Harold Flieger was deeply involved with this here, probably because of the con side of the rules changing.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Okay, so here's one from the Miramichi weekend, January the 12th, 2001. Playing with Canada's game. The puck is dropped between Ontario and New Brunswick over the age kids start hockey, says veteran coach. Okay, if I were a parent, I would be concerned having my 15-year-old in midget with players 2 years older. This is one of Miramichi's most well-known coaches. He coached Bantam AAA for many years, Mr. Harold Flieger. He was successful and won provincial championships. He was a teacher. I had him, and he was a great guy. And he says, okay, with the age thing about midget, he says the pro side, it increases opportunities for skill development at the base, an increase in participation numbers, reduced dropout rate, players staying in the system longer, growth and development issues are addressed, increased suitability of divisions. Now the con side of having this age difference, body check in 1 year earlier. Midget associations may now seek 14-year-olds. Players lose 1 year in the category, and then first quarter children will still have an advantage, and the new model does not deal with third and fourth quarter birthdays. But it's just nice to have a hockey mind from the Miramichi chiming in on something that was changing over the Canadian. I don't know what happened with that. And right on.
Now this is February.
Okay, so this is from February 2001. And this is Miramichi right-hander says surgically repaired shoulder feels good as he prepares to battle for job on the Blue Jays pitching roster. And there he is, folks, Mr. Jason Dixon. He was California Angels, then Anaheim, and then he had some shoulder issues. The Jays picked him up, but that shoulder just proved to be too difficult. He was never the same, but he deserves a lot of credit for his professional career for sure.
So we're going to come across a few articles of the Lady Tommies.
Okay.
Some of their games there.
Okay. Tommy girls fight back for win over Clement Cormier, February the 6th, 2001. This is hockey. This is Lady Tommy's hockey. And visiting James M. Hill Tommy girls hockey team defeated the Clement Cormier Cavaliers 5-3 Sunday in Northeast Girls Hockey School Hockey League action. Patterson Cummo lead the Tommies. Pam Patterson and Melissa Cummo, Rogers' niece, Leon and Nancy, the late Leon and Nancy's daughter, my cousin. She was a great athlete, led the Tommy attack with 2 goals and 1 assist each, while Megan Duffy had a goal and an assist. Who else played in that team? Well, Leah Jenkins, Melissa Rishore, and Heather DePlacy. Jennifer Arsenault was in net. And good for you guys. And there's a little cutout that Roger Cummo took the time to cut out in 2001 when he was down in his basement watching Western movies, and that's another interest to him. He likes tall ships. He likes Western movies. Trust me, there's 1,000 of them in here.
Well, we'll do another Tommy one here.
How did you fit all this stuff into your life? Is my dancing, hockey, winning scoring titles, horseshoes, watching Westerns? Okay, so February the 13th, 2001, Tommy girls split games. Another one from the hockey. And once again, Leah Jenkins, Candace Hackett, Jennifer Arsenault, Melissa Cummo scored 3 for the Tommies, while Ashina McIntyre had the other. Good for you girls. And Melissa must have been a good hockey player. I didn't really, I didn't really get to watch her.
Okay, here's I got 2 articles of the.
Okay, there it is, folks. Cabin at Camp Sheldrick, named in honor of local priest. I think Camp Sheldrick, we mentioned the other day, it's that summer camp that's built over by Barty Bow Church. And there's the article. And there it is, folks. You know, named after a local priest right there. Father Bernard Broderick is with Al Roy of the Chatham Knights of Columbus beside the newly built camp. Okay, so it's a camp at Sheldrick. It was named after Father Broderick. So congratulations, Father Broderick. I remember him.
Okay, so this is what they named it. And you can probably read that.
Father Broderick Lodge, and it's he's with Grant, and there, yeah. So there it is. Just a little continuation on that story. It's called Father Broderick Lodge, and there he is, right there. Proud to have a lodge named after him, and he has a gold hammer, and he is wearing a home hardware apron. So old Father Broderick knew how to use his hands.
Okay, another Tommy victory.
Another one for hockey, January the 16th. Melissa Cummo, is she here? James M. Hill girls hockey team defeated the visiting Mathieu Martin Vedettes Catatois in Northeast Girls Hockey School Hockey League action. Leah Jenkins was the story for the Tommies, scoring all 4 goals, while Megan Duffy had 3 assists, Melissa Cummo 2, and Candace Hackett 1. Jennifer Arsenault got the winning goal. Right on, girls. So this Leah Jenkins is quite the player, and I wonder if Leah is still playing hockey or continued to play hockey after high school. I hope so.
Yeah. So just read the headlines, and I'm going to give you this.
Okay, Citizens Group wants Old Hospital to become Miramichi's new courthouse. Well, we can just, right on. There's the old courthouse. They want the old hospital to become the new courthouse.
Here's what happened.
And here's what happened when buildings were meant to last. When buildings were meant to last, well, look at what happened. Let's get the old wrecking ball out and just demolish it. Just like we did Dodger Stadium, Brooklyn, or what was it called? Ebbets Field. back in the day. So it did not happen. The old building. We were talking about this the other day. Roger and I are, and here's another one of that. The old hospital was not going to become the new courthouse. It was wrecked to the ground, and I get it. It makes sense, and I'm not a good money person, et cetera, but I'm a person that thinks that it's worth preserving old buildings. I see old Harkins over there, and it's such a beautiful building. I wonder what they're going to do with that. It just adds so much more to a city and to a town to have old architecture intermingled in with new. February 9th, 2001, Jason Dixon reports for spring training with the Blue Jays. There he is, folks. Really cool to have when we had a local guy playing Major League Baseball. Roger keeps him coming here. You're on a roll here, Roger. All it takes is to get him out dancing one night, and he's all excited the next day. He can't even contain himself. You can't wait to go dancing again, eh? Saturday night, Raj. Where's the dance on Saturday? Up near the wing? Up at
Chatham, Knights of Columbus.
Knights of Columbus. It's on King Street. And if any of you people out there were inspired by Roger Como dancing, at the beginning of this video, there is a dance on Saturday night at the Knights of Columbus in Chatham on King Street, next to the old wing, kind of across from the old Murata. And if you want to see this man in person, in action, he'll be signing autographs before the dance, at the break, and afterwards. And he's got, and if any of you ladies want to line up and get a dance with him, well, you're going to have to fight over him because he is a hot commodity on this river. But no, in all seriousness, we said it before, Raj, getting out and dancing and listening to live music and being social and talking to your fellow Miramichiers and then moving your body. It's a free pill. It's very good for mental health. And you guys do that on Saturday. What time does the dance start at?
The music is at 8 o'clock until 11.
8 to 11, and there's a guy, I saw him playing a couple of weeks ago. I went up and I listened to a couple of songs. He sounded great. I heard Brown Eyed Girl, I think, when I was up there.
Oh, that's Claude Gallant.
Claude Gallant. Where's he from?
Miramichi here.
Oh, yeah? And he's a great little performer. And okay, so what's this one? February 9th, 2001, I see the Fighting Fisherman. Put him up. There he is, Yvon Durrell. Taking a left hook. He held a light heavyweight Canadian title or something like that. He lost to Archie Moore.
Oh, yeah, that's his gloves are donated.
Okay. It says, Yvon Durrell jokingly displays the form from his career in boxing with Université de Moncton Acadien Museum director Bernard Leblanc yesterday after Durrell officially presented the facility with boxing gloves from a fight with Archie Moore in the 1950s. At right, Yvon and his wife Teresa look at his display of memorabilia, the first for an Acadian sports figure at the museum. And that's pretty cool right there. He was from Bay St. Anne. It is not too far if I point in that direction right there. You know what? On a previous video, I said northeast. It's actually pretty east. Mm-hmm. So I corrected on that. Sorry about it.
Good story here, Bob.
All right on. Local harness racing community fears slow death of industry without provincial support. It's called Last Call to the Gate. Bob Corlett and nasty reputation at his Staples in Napa, and that must be the name of his horse, Nasty Reputation. So Bob Corlett, local teacher in the system for many years, is also a horse owner, originally from Massachusetts, and he was vocal in trying to preserve this tradition of harness racing. I had Mr. Bob Corlett as a teacher in high school, and I'll tell you what, I've mentioned it before, he's one of my favorite. I understood the brilliance in him. He got us thinking independently. He got us out dancing. He got us out reading compasses. He didn't get too involved in the system of, report cards and all that stuff. He made us think. I really learned a lot, and I always appreciated his style.
So another interesting thing here.
Okay. Internationally admired author David Adams Richards Wright is named a Freeman of the city by Mayor Rupert Bernard at the Hospital Gala Saturday evening, an honor greater than the Governor General's Award, says David Adams Richards. This is from 2001, and there's the former Mayor Rupert Bernard. I saw him out walking today, and there's Mr. David Adams Richards, and if anybody is watching this, they know that I'm a big fan. I really appreciate his work. I've read about 10 of his books since I've been home. He gives a voice to the Miramichi. He defends the Miramichi people. Other people have taken it the opposite way through his literature. I totally disagree. He gives them a voice. The film that was just made about him from, I think it's Monique LeBlanc at Arishabukto from the National Film Board of Canada. I saw the premiere over at the theater here. It has won an award. It was really well done. It shows the depth of this writer. And we, like I said, mentioned many times before, Raj, David Adams Richards, this is how in one of his books he described Miramichiers, and this is one of his non-fiction books. He was talking about a fellow fisherman and a guy that was older than him that helped him with some things. David Adams Richards says of this guy, he was the embodiment of a Miramichier, proud, conscious of others, fearless in the realm of physical danger, full of humor, and yet somewhat shy. And I've said before, Roger exudes those qualities. I'm still working on him. It's a high compliment, great artist, and I can't say enough about his work.
Okay, back to the Lady Tommies.
The Lady Tommies. James M. Hill Tommy Girls down Nigawak, 4-1, January the 30th, 2001. And Melissa Como led the Tommies with a pair of goals. Why, again, Leah Jenkins and Megan Duffy had a goal and an assist. Candace Hackett, Kelsey White, and Heather DePlacy. Right on. So those girls, Leah Jenkins, Melissa Como, and who's the other one again? Megan Duffy. They must have been quite a force to be reckoned with. They're all over the score sheets.
Okay, for all the people that like bowling, at least.
Okay. Paul Bernard, January the 26th, Gretzky's birthday again. Bernard strikes new house record. Well, right on. What was it, John? Paul Bernard, what is this about the new house record? Does that have anything to do with going in and eating 20 hamburgers at Dairy Queen in 1 hour? Or is it actually on the bowling lanes? We will find out right now. Paul Bernard has wowed bowling fans in Miramichi. On Friday, January the 19th, Bernard set a Dairy Queen record by downing 20 hamburgers in less than, I'm just joking, set a house record at Miramichi Super Bowl. During regular league play, he bowled a single string score of 212. Wow. The record was previously held by Sonny Richard of Miramichi with a single string score of 201. Paul was the runner-up at the 2000 International Candlepin Bowling Championships held in Maine, and he has been a member of the Miramichi's provincial bowling team for many years. Ray DeVoe, GM of Miramichi Super Bowl, comments, just when we think Paul has shown us his best, he finds a way to keep impressing us. So there it is, Raj. Paul Bernard record. And you know what? That also answered a question, Raj, because there was another article a couple weeks ago about our former mayor, Rupert Bernard, walking, and it says he walks to the Super Bowl. And I was like, I didn't get it because I didn't put two and two together that the business name was the Super Bowl. And that it also was another article, and it made sense. There was another article that confused me. So there it is, and that's what I was kind of asking around about.
What do you think that is?
That is Tony Robichaud, is it?
Yep.
Oh, look at this shot right here. Tommies show their power. James M. Hill Tommies goalie Tony Robichaud snaps one out of the air during a second period action against Fredericton High Blackcats yesterday at Moncton's High School Hockey Classic. Robichaud backstopped his team to a 3-0 win, shuts the door, and ladies and gentlemen, there it is, Roger Comeau's neighbor, and also this guy right here. He is also on the Roger Como Graveyard Repair Grounds crew, and his son Sam, I think, is playing net now. Yep. And that's a great action shot of Tony. Tony grew up right next to us here And, you know, Tony was a great guy, a great goaltender, and, you know, this is our show, Raj. So guess what? We're going to take a little bit of credit for his, for training him, because he played road hockey out here for years. Him and Adam, neighbors, both Tommy goalies, and they were both fearless with that ball. They became really excellent goaltenders. Okay.
Some swimmers.
Treading with gold. Look at this great photo right there. Look how healthy these young people look. You can't bring your smartphone into the water, folks, and especially in 2001 because there was no smartphones. They were hanging out and talking to each other. Just imagine that concept. Members of one of the two Miramichi Whitecaps 12 and under female relay teams hold up their gold medals as the tread water at the MVHS pool. The girls' 200 free style and 200 medley relay teams both took first place at the New Brunswick Short Course Championships in Moncton. Who are they? Well, we have Michaela Gorman, Robin Doyle, and sisters Brooke and Brittany Sullivan. Well, congratulations, girls. I hung around with a lot of swimmers at university, and they were unbelievably healthy. Their skin looked amazing. Their bodies were lean and strong. They had big appetites, and they were exercising, Raj, 5 a.m. before class every morning. And you know what one of them told me that his trick was? How do you get up when the alarm goes? He had a toothbrush next to his bed and the alarm clock with toothpaste on it. Once the alarm clock went over, he put it in his mouth and started brushing his teeth, and he had to get up, otherwise he was spitting all over his blankets.
And the alarm stopped right there.
And the alarm stopped right there. Okay, Dr. Loge musical staged February the 21st to the 23rd. I already see who's in the front row here. Timberwolves, what's it called? It was called, okay, Little Grease. Yep. Timberwolves, T-Wolves in action during Grease Lightning. In back, Scott O'Donnell, Aaron Cummo on the bicycle, and J.R. Burns. And in front was Nicholas Cummo and Joey Dignam. And there those guys are. And there is the late Leon Cummo and Nancy Cummo's son, Nicholas. He's in Halifax now. My first cousin, his nephew. He's a sweethearted guy, a really nice person. And he's a great, and he was into drama and stuff like that. And that's Melissa's brother, the hockey player. Caitlin Carroll, Frenchie, and Lindsay Johnson, Sandy sway to the song Summer Nights. Look at that right there. And then we have Danny Zuko, played by Joey Dignam, at the wheel of four-wheeler during the song Grease Lightning. And Pink Lady, Jan, was Melissa Sargent. So there's some T-Birds and Pink Ladies for all of you that know the Grease. Right on. Oh, February the 16th, 2001. These fans weren't too hard to miss in the stands as they cheered on the Wishart family hockey team. Okay, this is all new to me. Roger has this coming. Okay, so pictured are Kim Fox, Monica Palmer, Jessica Wishart, Mariana Palmer, Stacy Wishart, which is my brother, the sponsor, Corey Wishart's sister. Back is Catherine Wishart, Peggy Monroe, and Trisha Robishaw. 5-year-old Roger Drisdale was the lucky winner of a bucket full of candy at the family hockey tournament. There's the lucky winner. There are the girls, and the one I didn't mention is my sister, Miss Vicky Cummo, is right back there. The wife of the sponsor, local sponsor, Mr. Corey Wishart of the Core Store, or Wishworks at the Core Store. And anybody that watched, I think, yesterday's episode saw me hiking at French Fort Cove, and the person that was in front of me is that young dame right there, Vicky Cummo, and she didn't answer my text today. I was up at the hospital trying. She works up there, and she just must have been busy because she didn't answer.
I think a couple of weeks ago we mentioned Michael Whitty here.
Okay.
Logieville.
All right. Colonel Mike Whitty receives a medal. This guy was born in Logieville. Roger said after high school he left. He did some amazing international work through the services. And here he is being honored with a medal. And what does that really say? The Chief of Defense Staff for Canadian Armed Forces, General Maurice Barrell, presents the Canadian Peacekeeping Medal to Colonel Mike Corporal, C-O-L, is that Corporal or Colonel?
Colonel.
Colonel? Mike Whitty. In the background is Terry Cameron of Alberta. So right on. Congratulations to Miramichi with a peacekeeping medal.
Okay, we're gonna do another school event here.
Okay. Oliver! Exclamation point, highlights area talent, importance of teacher's work. So this looks like it was a... the Greeks believed that it was a citizen's duty to watch a play. This quote is in the program for Oliver, the musical recently presented by the James M. Hill Theatre. So another theatre production, 2001. I'm assuming the genius behind many of James M. Hill's drama productions was none other than Mr. Lloyd Cameron, Logie Viller. He was a brilliant teacher. The students loved him. He got the most out of them. He deserves so much credit. The late Mr. Lloyd Cameron, he was brilliant in the arts. And who was in this production? Matthew Brennan, Stephanie Murdoch, Billy Green, Michael Brennan, Colleen Johnson, Tanner Stewart, Nina Squires, David Jardine, Brandy Mills, Matthew Dinan, Bill Sykes, and their dog's name was Sugar. Sean McCluskey, Tanya Savoy, Kyla Frank, Andrew Petrie, Emma Flynn, Patricia Obey, Jennifer Hancock, Justin Bro, Danny Cummo, Ashley Hallahan, Matthew Hutt, Amy Doucette, Kelsey LaGraley, Amanda Gillis, and Matthew Mott. Right on. And there's the dog right there in the front row named Sugar. Cool.
Okay. This is a bridge we lost in Kent here.
Uh-oh. Historic covered bridge lost in, you guessed it, a Kent fire. There's like pyromania. Okay, so February the 27th, 2001, it was called the Mundleville Bridge, and it was the second longest covered structure. And there it is, folks. Like, that is a shame when something like that goes up in flames, because fire is such... It's like there's no, it's, ashes, it's done. It's like, it's just, and what does that say right there? A golden stamp. No, that's different. That's Bobby Hull.
Yeah, you can read that. I'm going to give you another piece of this bridge thing.
Okay. The Mundleville Cover Bridge lays in a smoking ruin on the ice of the St. Nicholas River in Kent County yesterday morning. The 80-year-old structure, the second longest covered bridge in Canada, caught fire around 4 a.m. yesterday morning. Foul play is not suspected. And that was a picture of it in its prime right there, And if you go through a few videos back, you'll see that I came across a covered bridge near the Rexton area and showed some video of it. Bobby Hull, he was at the St. George Street Post Office in Moncton yesterday. Hull was in the city to promote a new line of stamps featuring famous NHL stars. And you know what? When I was a member of the Big Brothers, Raj.
Did you get that there, down there?
Bobby Hull, yeah. Oh, did I not show it?
No.
And there's Bobby Hull right there. I was a member of Big Brothers in Belleville, Ontario, which is where Bobby Hull is from.
Yeah.
The woman that ran the organization kind of grew up with him. And I'm not going to mention her name, but she was not the biggest Bobby Hull fan.
No. There's an announcement made by the minister of the burning bridge.
Okay, burned bridge. This is March 10th, that bridge that we just spoke about. Like, remember, in Kent County, you can't burn bridges because they will build them back. That's how good they are. Burn bridge will be replaced. I almost felt like Ron McLean there for a second,
Yeah.
Burn bridge will be replaced. The Transport Minister, Margaret Ann Blaney, yesterday announced a new bridge will be erected in Mundleville. So Mundleville residents pleased with minister's announcement, and there it is right there. But you know what? Once the original structure burns down, you rebuild it. I know it's cool to have there, but is it the same? Of course not.
So we'll just read the headlines.
Okay.
And we'll just cover Shaw here.
Okay, February 28th, 2001, 1,500 players competed in old-timers hockey. And this was a tournament in Moncton. It was a massive tournament in the Metro Moncton. And in the 60-plus division in the year 2001, Roger's old teammate, Mr. Harold Shaw, which is highlighted by Raj, was in that, and Hal Shaw, it was called Shaw's Raiders. We got to show a photo of that team. We mentioned them, but Raj was, he led that team in scoring, of course. He was first power play unit. No, he didn't pass the puck once. And my father was Hal Shaw's defense partner.
Back to the Lady Tommies.
Back to the Lady Tommies. Well, there's another. They down PLM in series opener. What's PLM? Louis. It must be. It was a high school. So who else? It was the regulars. It was the usual suspects. Pam Patterson, scoring some goals, and Megan Duffy, Melissa Rishore, and Megan Flieger, Leah Jenkins, Heather DePlacy, Laura Sargent, and there's no mention of Melissa Como here, so we know that she must have been away that game because otherwise she would have been on the score sheet. Okay, Raj. So what are we doing here? We're doing pretty good, eh?
Well, yeah, we're gonna be throwing some of
Yeah,
that out.
we're doing pretty good. We got about 15 minutes of you dancing like a bloody fool on a piece of plywood with spoons. But no, I'm just joking. Like that was so much fun.
I gotta get a T-shirt made with that name.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Well, you know what else we got to do tonight? We got to go over to Staples and get your picture, that picture like of you dancing photocopied, because if you're going to be signing autographs up at the Knights of Columbus this weekend, we're going to need some copies.
I only need 3.
Palamu girls down James M. Hill in opener. More hockey stuff. So the James M. Hill girls, who was on the Palamu? Keitha Keating and Leanne Santapass and Sarah Fowler. Right on. Okay, so the high school hockey girls 2001. Roger has lots of cutouts for them.
Okay, the other thing here is this thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Tops in the league.
Okay. Well, okay, so that was the Rivermen, right? Okay, so this is, we covered some Rivermen before. Here's a picture of Mark Manuel, Sean Doucette, and Justin Driscoll. They won the midget AAA that year. We already covered it. The Rivermen. There's 3 of their players with some of the hardware. There was like sportsman, I think a Rookie of the Year and a 4th in league scoring or something like that. MVP, league MVP, Sean Doucette, Rookie of the Year, top goal scorer of the year, and winner of the league scoring title with 57 points. He was named. Oh wow. Really, really excellent. I was not around at this time. I would have loved to have seen that. Now, since we're on hockey, Raj, what do you got there? Some more hockey?
Yeah, just a shot of Tony here.
Okay. Some more hockey coming.
Don't read that. It's just that
Okay.
they lost to them.
Okay, so we have, well, here's the Tommies. This is the men's Tommies. So Tommy's captain, Kevin Bowes. He's now the vice principal at James M. Hill. Rifled home the tying goal on March 8th before Rabasha High scored the game winner to edge a gritty James M. Hill squad. James M. Hill netminder Tony Rabasha turns away one of numerous shots as he faced the Shediac High School. Well, there's the captain, Kevin Bowes. Great coach, great athlete, great principal, great guy. I saw him picking up some coffees at Creative Grounds the other day. And there's Raj's neighbor right there, Tony Rabasha. And Tony is a member of Roger Cummow's grounds crew down at the graveyard. And since we're still on hockey, Raj, why don't we take a little bit of a different route here? And so, okay, so my Uncle Raj, as we're having a great project here. This is just so great for me. And I was a kid, and I had an uncle that was working up at the mill, and you saw him dancing. We already showed him winning some scoring titles and the trophies on that. But I was a kid over there, there was no internet. Roger Cummo was organized. He was the local historian. He was also organizing hockey pools. Okay, now hockey pools were a very different animal back in the day, and the first hockey pool that Roger Cummo organized was in 1979. Okay, so he had a 1979 hockey pool that was at a Logieville here. It was his Logieville crew. He had the usual suspects in that. We're going to mention those guys' names because he has the goddamn evidence right here. Documentation from that. He has his hockey pool stuff. Okay, so 1979. This is Roger Cummo's first hockey pool. This was, who was in it? This is Logieville, okay? He had 10 guys. They all got together. They go over to the rec center, the newspapers where you had to get the players with all the points, and everybody would go around and pick a draft. Okay, so in 1979, in the Logieville pool, Ron Kummel, my late father, he actually won it. That's probably the only hockey pool he's ever won. He didn't care about them. He used to get me to pick them. Clarence Kummel come in second. Roger Kummel come in third. Kevin McCormick, folks, the old Kevin McCormick's Dental up in Newcastle. Fourth place. Jimmy Kelly was fifth. Junior McDonald, Hall of Famer, was 6. Donnie Ross, 7. Johnny Moore, 8. Abby Traer, 9th. And coming in last was Art Richor with 32 points. And if you guys, and you know what? That's almost how it would be in a race too. We might move Clarence down. Art Richard would still be at the end. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Junior, we might move up and switch with Clarence. And other than that, a running race, that would have been the results. So that was 1979. That's an example. Now here's an example from the 1996 pool. This is all before internet. Roger Kummel would be going on cereal boxes. I'm not even joking. Cutting out those logos are cardboard from cereal boxes. Those are the rosters of the playoff teams in 1996. This is before the internet made it easy, and he would get the newspaper clippings out. Those are all the leading scorers. So that's what he did there. Then old Raj, okay, so here is a 1994 sheet from the mill. So he did one in Logieville with the local boys here. He did one at the mill, and it's the only time Roger really ever said no to me, because I was like, I wanted to get into the Logieville one. He was like, well, you know, we got our list here. And so this is like Roger would, at nighttime, not only was he cutting out newspaper clips, how did you find time to do everything? This is what, so
I didn't go to bed.
He didn't go to bed. So who was in the mill pool? David Hubbard won the 94 draft. Jack McKenzie, Jack Barry, Rob Stevenson, Terry Walsh, Pat Mahoney, Mike Driscoll, John Campbell, Mike Stewart, John McIver, Ellie Hubbard, Weldon McTavish. That was in 94. And then Roger would give this out, and that is how the draft went. So if you picked first, you would pick, how'd that work? You'd pick 20th. Yeah, you got to go back up. So you go back. So you pick first, 20th, 21st, 40th, 41st, 60. You pick 2 in a row if you pick first, and so that was how it went. You'd follow that, and then so those all went along with. So we had that all drawn out. That's the 79 one I just showed you, and this is the 94. Now the 94 winner was David Hubbard, and just to show you guys who. David Hubbard, who was 94. This is a blast to the pass. Robert Lang, Detroit. Martin Havlat, Ottawa. And these are all last names. This was his. This is an original. Roger Kummel kept this. This is the only one I found of players. I got all of the participants, just not the player list. This is the winner, David Hubbard's list. Havlat from Ottawa. Patrick Marleau from San Jose. Jason Spezza from Ottawa. He had no points in that playoff. Alan McCauley from San Jose, Radek Bonk, Ottawa, Michael Hanzus from Philadelphia, Alexei Zhamnov from Philadelphia, Zdeno Chara from Ottawa, Colin White maybe from Ottawa, Nylander from Boston, and Alexei Yashin from the Islanders. So Alexei Yashin had 1 point. Spezza had 0.
This is where we jumped from 10 players up to 12.
Yeah, you had 12 players and dropped 2.
Yeah.
And you dropped 2, eh?
Yeah.
So Roger was always... And then you know who had the most points for this guy? Was his 8th pick. Alexei Zhamnov from Philadelphia had 14 points. So that's how it used to be done, folks, before the internet. Roger Kummel put the time in. He organized it. and everybody would just show up and know that it would be taken care of. So Raj, people really do appreciate that. And here is a list of all of the winners of Roger Comeau's hockey pools on both of the Logieville and the Mill from 1979 to the year 2002. And Larry McDonald, former Miramichi Gagnon Packer, won the local pool in 2002. So there it is. Roger Comeau, the local historian, continues to just document. You just can't help writing stuff down.
And then they take the trophy home.
And then the trophy, look at this right here. So it is just showing how, the richness to do it yourself, to have fun. Look at this wonderful trophy. We did show it one time before, or we showed the baseball one.
Yeah.
Oh, we showed, this is the hockey pool trophy. Look at how fantastic this is. So Roger did this, he welded that together. These are all plumbing fittings, pipe fittings, all welded together. The hockey stick, look at the detail in that. The gloves, oh yeah, that is really, really cool. The helmet, that kind of looks like somebody I saw walking downtown today.
Well, this guy here never ate for 6 months.
He never ate for 6 months. Look how thin that is, folks. That's a really cool sculpture. It has some style. I would say his stick is long, so that means he could rifle a puck. Not the best stick handler. And so who are some of the winners? This is the NHL draft pool. This is a Roger Comeau original sculpture. Aubrey Hare, 2001. And these are all in order. Sheldon Dunnett, Jim Matheson, Pat Manderson, and there's a couple missing. But in 2009, Flora McDonald won it, and she is now the manager over at Canadian Tire.
I don't know if she's a manager, but
Or she's over at Canadian Tire. So right on, Raj. That's really cool. And thanks for sharing. And the jersey that you see, might as well just go with old Joe Sakic. So 2001 was a big year for this fine gentleman. He was a captain of Team Canada. He's holding up the cup. I see the Hart Trophy, and I think it's the Conn Smythe. Yeah, Hart is the league MVP. The Lady Byng is the most gentlemanly player, and the Stanley Cup. So there's Joe Sakic. He was a true gentleman, great member of Team Canada. 2002, when they won in Salt Lake City, he was the MVP of that tournament. And there he is right there holding up the cup. And that jersey that hangs behind us is a Joe Sakic jersey that Roger won at an auction.
Yep.
Roger won this at an auction. It's signed by Joe Sakic. He was captain of the Avalanche, 2 Stanley Cups, gold medals, number 19. He played for Quebec, and when Quebec moved to Colorado. So that's a beautiful jersey. And you know what, Raj? Where my friend lives in Burnaby, which borders Vancouver, and I go out to his warehouse sometimes to watch hockey, I drive on Joe Sakic Way. Okay, Rivermen oust Canadians. Moncton next in line. Nick Hardy was the goaltender. I see him up at Yvonne's working out. He had a great year that year. We all know because we covered it. The Rivermen won the New Brunswick Championship. Oh my God, I forgot Winnie was with us down there. She was sleeping. Look at Winnie. Where are you, Winnie? There she is. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, Winnie. Okay, let's get this set. Now, we're at 1 hour. We got about 15 minutes of you dancing.
We're done here.
We're almost done. Tommy's Square Girls Final. So some more James M. Hill hockey girls. Melissa Comeau scored again. Leah Jenkins, Pam Patterson, Megan Moore. Oh, right on. So, what do we got here? Gotta get to Gators. Well, left to right, Gordon McKay and Patty Gillespie were among those who dropped in to help Wally McLean celebrate the official opening of his new bar, Gators Pub, last week. The bar is located in the Schultens Complex on King George Highway. And who's in the middle on March 9th, 2001? family member, Miss Nicole Como. We always called her Noni. Look how wonderful she looks there. Noni is so awesome and a great member of our family. She's doing some creative stuff out of her own place. You know, decorative things with mugs and photographs. I don't know the full details. Noni was always a special member, and you know what, Raj? She loved playing hockey out there with the boys. She was a great athlete, a member of Team New Brunswick on Ringette. She liked playing hockey out there in the rink with us, and she was a good softball player too. Is that it?
Yep.
And there it is. We finished the year 2001 with none other than Noni Como. And I tell you what, if you ever have a conversation with her, like, did you ever not hear her laughing the whole conversation? Yeah. It's great stuff. So Raj, thanks again for sharing. We got your hockey pool in, we got the Sakic jersey in, we got your dancing in, and we got 2001 in, and that's number 45. So, holy crap, we're getting through a lot of stuff, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, later.
I was watching some of those clips you have up, and I know you've been very busy.
When I got back to the Miramichi 5 months ago, Doris was one of the first Miramichiers that I had a conversation with. We sat and talked for about an hour. She mended many of my clothing. She's a brilliant seamstress. Thanks for the tune, Doris.